magnificent morning here. We're at the Gawler Ranges. It's about 7 o'clock in the morning. The sun's still trying to peek up, and the boss is still in bed. But just wanted to come out here and show you this really beautiful place. It's taken us a little bit to warm to it, but yeah, it's really a very, very nice place. I'm just spinning you around here as we go. But yeah, the Gawler Ranges, they're directly east of Streaky Bay, about 140 odd k's to get here. It's really, really rough gravel. And yeah, we had probably 10 k's of the worst corrugations I've ever driven, and I've driven a lot of corrugations in my life. Anyway, we got here, and then we pulled up, and there's bees everywhere. So we were swarmed by bees, and we put out a bowl of water, and yeah, that seemed to keep them away from us, which was pretty good. But anyway, so we spent the day out here, and we were going to spend we're only going to spend the one day, and we've knocked out a lot of stuff. We did a fair bit of some four-wheel driving and some rough tracks around the place. We didn't get too adventurous on the four-wheel driving. We could have gone a lot further, but being an only vehicle, we thought it's probably a little bit dangerous. We're the only people, absolutely the only people out here. So if we had any problems, it would have been a little bit too risky on our own, because we were a long way from anywhere. So we did a little bit of the four-wheel driving, did a little bit of the scenery tours. This place effectively is an old station or pastoral lease, quite a large one, and in about 2002, I think that the national parks took it over. So a lot of what you're seeing around here is the remnants of old pastoral leases, and the way that the pastoralists interacted with the indigenous population in the area over the last 150 odd years. And then through to how they worked now. The shearing shed, which we went and saw, only stopped being used in 2001 was the last fleece. But in its heyday, they were putting 70,000 sheep across the boards there a year, which is pretty big. And then off to the side, you got the shearing shed. Oh, sorry, not the shearing shed. The shearers' quarters, and the cook's house, and all the rest of it, which is it's all been slightly updated, so it's not as historical as one would have thought, but still gives a good insight into how they worked out here, and they did it a little bit rougher than we're used to on the farms I've been to. We also went and had a look at the homestead, the original homestead, the Painy Homestead. And there's a bit of a checkered history there, and yeah, nice old building. Interesting, they got a rabbit-proof fence around the place, and yeah, that did a great job. It stopped the rabbits, and then the rabbits would build up out the side of the fence, and that attracted the dingoes, and then the dingoes would eat all the rabbits. Once all the rabbits were gone, then they started on the livestock, and so unfortunately, they had an issue with too many dingoes that were killing their livestock. And that was actually what stopped the farming on that part of the farm for quite some time. So yeah, all interesting stories. But then I also had what was called the police well. The police well is it's a hole, I guess you call it a natural hole in the ground, a waterfall, a feature, gorge, chasm, whatever you want to call it, where there was semi-permanent water source. And that was where the very first police force that they came to this area was stationed, because of the water source. There was obviously indigenous population there, and then the local livestockers, pastoralists, were also coming in over the top, trying to stake their claim on the land and their access to water. Obviously, the most important thing out here, and yeah, obviously there was a bit of argy-bargy between the two in the time, I dare say, that needed to be sorted out. So there was a police station, or police were stationed down there. So along with all the pastoral history and sites that there are to see around here, there's also a lot of natural features out here. One of which we got to go and have a look at, which is called the Organ Pipes. The Organ Pipes is about a 1.5 billion year old volcanic lava flow that has cooled, but because of the really high silica content, in the rocks around here, it's cooled into tubes or cylinders, if you like. It's just a function of that rock. When it cooled into columns and fractured into what's called joints. And these columns are up to a couple of meters long. It's a very neat rock structure. A nice little walk to get to it, and yeah, quite an interesting environment. Again, there was bees there, so I couldn't go down there. I'm allergic to bees. So yeah, but it was certainly worth the trip and a nice little walk. And then once you've seen that and you start looking around, you see that geology again in many other parts of the park. So it all knits together. It's a very interesting world out here. But anyway, look, the Gawler Ranges has been an absolutely brilliant day. We only came out here for the day. We were going to do two, but we decided to knock it out in one because we were able to, and there were certain parts we just weren't willing to take the risk of going to this time of year. But certainly worth the trip. They're a totally different landscape to what we've been seeing, obviously. But yeah, just a great addition to the memory. And yeah, very glad we did come out here. But just be prepared. There's a lot of corrugations, particularly the last 10 k's. All right, so thanks very much for watching. Just a short one this week, and yeah, we will see you when we head off to Port Lincoln next. All right, take it easy, guys. Have a great day. See ya.